Hello everybody, and welcome back to Gnoll Way Home. Yes, that is the name. Okay, we're just having to double check things. Let's see. You know me, guys. You know me. It's a struggle sometimes. But this is the big ol' yeen game. We get to be a big ol' man. It's very good, very good. I've been looking forward to the new build, you know, and then build 2's finally here, so let's just get in there. This is gonna be exciting. It's chapter 2, sorry. Leftovers and soup? Very good, we love to see it. Yeah, okay. Down here closer. Let me just readjust this window real quick. There we go. I start to hear the sounds of the village. The scents along this trail become more tangible too. Other gnolls, lots of them. That's, they're going to hate me, and every bit of that will be justified. We're still a doomer, I see. Very good. It makes the protagonist kind of cute, but that's fine. I can't take back what I've done. Stinky's ears perk from a deep sigh I fail to mask. Hey, things are gonna turn out fine. All I can offer is thanks for his reassurance. For his reassurance is a muted grunt. Okay. And if anyone tries to pick a fight with you, they'll have to go through me. Oh, come on. Serious. Don't. All right, we're a big old lad. I'm trying to remember the voices I did, right? Don't. You don't need to protect me. Well, I don't see you're a dead weight to technique winning any fights. I rebuck him with a glower, okay, but it just makes him grin even wider. Oh, fine. I'll be counting on you if there's trouble. Yeah, boy. Oh, okay. Wait, is that the proper music? Yes? I hope so. Yeah. Give me a second. I just want to make sure I get paranoid about audio. Because I'm not an audio guy. So it's all a mystery to me. It just looks real quiet. It was good on the main menu, so I assume this track is just real quiet. There's palpable tension in the air when we set foot in the village. While the others are torn away by various greetings and embraces, I'm left adrift in a sea of narrow eyes and a wave of whispers. All that scrutiny, all that mistrust, it's writ? It's writ plain as day on their faces? Written? Is writ just is this a condensed thing? Is that a thing? I don't know things. It twists the knife of trepidation that's been stuck in my side this entire journey. They already know who I am. They know what I am. They keep their distance at first, watching, waiting. Then a shrill battle cry. Yeah, shrill. Yes, battle cry sounds out, and the children arrive. Not the children. Oh, there we go. There we go. Music do things. Okay. There has to be a dozen of them. No, 100. There's a more respectable number to get beaten up by. The first introduces himself to me with a running kick to the dick. I crumple. There we go, guys. We got to the word crumple. Instantly, which the other takes a sign of encouragement. In seconds, they're upon me. Every inch of my body kicked, slapped, and spat upon. They strip the flesh from my bones, desecrate my remains, and call me expletives? Most unmerciful, until nothing is left. A fitting end, I will not be missed. Then one of them chomps down hard on my tail, reminding me that this massive body of mine does in fact still exist, mostly unscathed. But the slings and barbs still hurt. Okay, on the inside. Oh wait, brats! The beatings cease. Morale improves. This here's my minion. I defeated him first. Lay him low in a single blow. Technically correct. And an impressed collective of murmurs rise from my pint-sized assailants. Go ahead, minion. Show them who you belong to. Bark like a dog. What? The armistice ice? Words. Yes. Waivers. The children look at me expectantly. He's really going to make me do this? Bark? Gonna need more than that, minion. I take a deep breath. There's no salvaging this. I raise my hand in a mock of a dog's floppy ears. Guys, I'm not doing that. Guys, I'm not doing that. You're not getting this out of me. Oh, I'm gonna need more patrons before I do that. The children are smitten, cackling and howling in delight at the funny clown man debasing himself for their amusement. Here, just maybe we'll don't look at those. Oh, is this what happened? Here, let me just do that. Okay, there we go. And I can adjust it. Okay, why was it like that? Maybe from the last time I messed with settings. I don't know. Look, I can never remember how settings and stuff work. I can't believe. I can't believe. I got you to do that. In front of so many people. I'm dying. I'm dead. Send flowers. Stinky Zone collapse makes him the new target for the miniature miscreants to climb and gnaw at. Though at least he's able to return fire and roughhouse them right back. Humiliating as it was, the tactic seems to have worked. Many of the children have begun to disperse, some of them teasing one another with mocking impressions of my bombastic assfoolery. Even the adults in the area seem to have dismissed any notions that I might be a threat. Their expressions looking more relieved after looking more relieved after that idiotic indulgence. Glancing around, I notice many of them have swarmed Tav, much as their children did me. Okay. Though instead of beating the dignity from him, they're clamoring for the letters he carries. He looks overwhelmed, but fights through it, managing to raise his voice above the din of the crowd to call out for the proper recipients. Oh, that's the lore thingy. That's what that is. That's fine. Maybe we'll look at that later. Maybe. Soon he's relieved from duty by another Gnoll that claims to be a speaker. What was a speaker? Well, that's some tiny print. The Shattertusk term for they're capable of reading the Imperial script. There's only a handful capable of this throughout the entire village. Supposedly, there are many other scripts in the Imperial archives, but there is the only one. Okay, that's taught openly. This little man can fit so many letters in. What? Don't forget, you're the one who taught me. Oh, okay. Ducking through the crowd to catch back up to me. I think he finds somewhere comfy for Oppa to rest and waves for us to continue on without him, while he distracts the remaining kids with a game of Snapdragon. What's Snapdragon? Oh god, a species of serpent-like moving plants that infest the wormwood. Though their jagged maws appear dangerous, they can do little more than bite and swallow vermin-sized prey. Thankfully, they're not fully ambulatory? Ambulatory. Able to amble? Is that? Sure. Through particularly long ones, can wrap around in between the branches of trees. Each is still bound by their base and dies if uprooted. They don't possess eyes or ears, but instead sense motion through heat and vibration. The botanical beasts often misidentifying travelers as prey and snare them for a nasty tumble. Wonder what else that maw do? The local Shattertusk Gnolls also seem to have some sort of sport named after the creature, but every time I investigate it, the rules are completely different. The meta is changing at the alarming rate. It be that way sometimes. It mostly seems to involve moving his arm around like a snake and snapping his hands out to tickle the little buggers, but I guess they've made some sort of game out of it. Come on, before it gets dark. Ah, the moody one. I see how it is, I see. Moving around the town, I'm surprised at just how many shapes and sizes of gnolls there are. Tall, skinny, short, bulky, and everything in between, though it seems like Tav and I are at about the far ends of the adult height range. Every now and then, I even spot one or two with rather strange, unsettling physical characteristics. Wormwood refugees, don't gawk. But I thought the wormwood doesn't affect gnolls. Anything or anyone that's born, there comes out different. Even gnolls. Sorry. They're just the only ones that can safely traverse it. Other people end up, well, they usually don't stay people for long. Glad I never have to go back there. As we continue our trek, I notice a wide variety of dress on display as well, in a plethora of different styles. As well as more casual nudity than Tav seems comfortable with. He hurriedly takes me by the paw as we navigate through the crowded village streets. Even though there's only a few dozen buildings total, it seems like there's considerably more gnolls than that living here. The overall atmosphere seems lively, with plenty of open chatter throughout the streets. From what little I managed to pick up as we pass through, it seems a lot of it is about me. My ears swivel a few times as I hear people mention that I could use some soup? Not soap, okay. Soup! Huh. Soup does sound really good right now. I ran out of bonus fruit hours ago. Rest sounds pretty good too. It's been a long travel day. And Tav made the journey twice today. Look, he's a little guy. He pauses as we reach one of the larger buildings on the far end of town, scrutinizing the drapes drawn over its entrance before relinquishing a soft sigh. Matron's busy. We'll have to wait. He leans back against the side of the hut and slides down it, exhaling a deep sigh as he finally lets himself rest for the first time today. I move to sit alongside him, but have to pause first to sit down those wicker baskets he'd laden me with. I'd forgotten all about them. So, the matron. I guess she's the one in charge around here? Sort of. We don't have a traditional matron like the old tribes. So, that's a normal thing for tribes to have. A matron in charge. Some of them. Mostly the ones in and around the Wormwood. The others seem led by warlords instead, but I don't think there's any of them left anymore. The Empire saw to that. I quickly try to push the conversation forward, stumbling a bit.
So, what makes this matron special?
In the awkward silence that follows, I realize that probably sounds a little more cynical than I intended.
I mean, not to say she isn't.
He huffs a beleaguered sigh. I'm just making things worse, aren't I? I know it must be irritating to have to field so many basic questions, but I'm pretty much adrift here.
It's a long story.
I gesture to the occupied building.
I think we've got time.
He glowers, but soon leans his head back in defeat, acquiescing.
The Imperials wiped out most of the tribes during the Grand Crusade. Not just the Gnolls, pretty much everyone that would bend the knee that wouldn't bend the knee to them. This sounds pretty typical for an empire. I guess. They want everyone to be good little workers, loyal Imperial dogs. And whoever they can't convert, they kill. Brutal. And yet, that's what they call us.
I look around, thinking back to all of the Gnolls I've met so far, and calling them brutal is a bit far-fetched. Kind old Oppa. Energetic but well-meaning stinky. Stinky? Yep. Okay, maybe the kids earn that descriptor. But even with everything Tob's going through, brutal might be the last word I'd use to describe him.
So they either tame the savages or break them. According to them, yeah. But even when you break a tribe, there's still pieces left over.
He scans his head around, observing the village as it stands now, so full of life.
And this is where they end up. Gnolls with no tribe left. Well, they seem to be doing alright.
Tob shrugs.
They deserve better than this. Back in the Empire, there was just so much. Everything. Everything? Food, books, homes. Everything. But not for everyone. If the Empire favored you, you'd live in the lap of luxury. And if he scorned you, you slept in the gutters. The part we grew up in was the worst of the worst. Trash in the streets, tar in the water, smog in the air, plagues in the people. Even the houses got sick. They said it was right where us Gnolls belonged.
He pauses, surveying again and sighing.
This is better than that, at least. But the spoils that the Emperor's favored enjoy, it's wasted on them.
I start to get a pretty good idea of why Tov and Gash left the city. But it doesn't seem that life outside it is everything he wanted to be.
And the Empire's probably not likely to change, is it?
No. They're pretty good at stamping out dissidents? Dissidents?
Or turning them against one another. It's easy to get folks to agree on what's wrong, way harder to get them to agree on what's right. That's what Wrath used to say. He's the only one that made any progress. Who's that? The big damn hero that stood up to the Empire, until he gave up. He led a rebellion. Several, actually, I think. They freed a bunch of indentured servants. The Empire didn't like it when you called them slaves. But it didn't amount to much in the end. No matter how hard they fought, the Empire's just too big. Anyway, they liberated anywhere they liberated just ended up with a target on its back. At any point, the people didn't even want to be saved anymore. So what happened? Why'd he give up? He got old and sad, decided he was done fighting, helped found this village here, and brought together all of the broken pieces that were left over. Oh, I guess that's why it's called a Shatter Tusk. Yeah, the old warlords took pride in their tusks. The bigger the better. Said they made them good leaders, strong and virile. Virile?
How's this word pronounced? I'm not sure.
The smaller Gnoll prods at one of his own rather scrawny endowments. Didn't do them much good when the Crusades swept through.
Crusades? Oh. Popper? A grand crusade, the Empire's term for their quest to forcibly bring all other cultures they encounter under their rule. After their conquest of nearly all nearby tribes over the past few generations, they now turn their gaze seaward to see if they can expand beyond the continent. What, dopes on a boat? Okay. I reach up to feel over one of the oversized tusks jutting from my own muzzle.
Viral, huh?
Viral?
Just superstition. They don't really mean anything.
I stifle a cackle as a pair of satisfied-looking gnolls emerge from the hut. My nose immediately picks up quite a bit of sweat and musk radiating from them. As the two depart, playful chattering under their breath and nudging at one another, I notice Tav rise and head in. I follow quickly behind after I gather up the baskets, already getting used to staying within the leash's domain. Cool. Okay. The interior of the matron's hut is more spacious than I expected. The first thing that catches my eye is the truly massive shank of meat that lies upon a low table near the doorway. Behind it, I'm surprised to see a roaring fire lighting a stone hearth with a bubbling cauldron upon it. Is it finally time? Soup? First soup? We at the soup store? A Gnoll woman, tall, gangly, hums softly to herself as she slices through the massive hunk of meat with effortless grace. The bone-carved knife in her paw splits the flesh with unnatural ease. I look to Tav to try to gauge etiquette here, but his ears perk as a curtain is drawn open on the other side of the abode. A gruff voice from behind it beckons to him. Tav motions for me to stay here, heading behind the curtain and leaving me alone with who I assume is the matron. I linger awkwardly, trying to peek behind the partitions before she chuckles dryly. That is a neck. Wow, that's just... whoa. That's a Persona 3 sized neck. Her voice has a harsh quality to it, thickly accented in a melodic way I've only heard a few times around town so far. Oh, what is it? How am I supposed to say these words? This ain't the place for snooping around. Get your prying ears away, boy. I flinch, wheeling around to meet her gaze with paws instinctively raised to plead innocence. Her chuckling raises into a distinct, sharp cackle that sends a twinge of terror up my spine. Come here, demon boy. Let, Nika have a good look at this one. Ah, okay. Nika? 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 I don't know. Nika is the advocate of the Shattertusk tribe. She uses her familiarity with different religions to mediate between the disparate beliefs and cultural practices of the different tribes that have coalesced here. And she's also a skilled voker favored by Broodmother, okay, and is especially knowledgeable with medical what is this? Medical, I don't know this word. Is that a U? Is that a W? I can't tell. Don't ever ask her about the funny critter in her necklace. It ain't a sensitive topic, but she'll take it out and torment you with it, and it's super creepy. She keeps it as a reminder of why she was exiled from the Brood Witches. She says it helps her focus and makes her a better evoker. It's gross. Okay. I feel my ears pinned back at her command, submitting and moving closer despite my nerves. Even though I'm bigger than her, there's something about her voice and presence that commands respect. Before I even realize she's even close to do so, she's got a paw grasping my chin, or roughly thrusting it upward to examine me. I freeze in place, terrified at that intense look in her eye, and a sadistic smirk that stretches across her muzzle. Seems to be working. It takes me a moment to realize she's talking about the collar. Is she the one that made it? She lets my head drop back down, and I struggle to stand before her without quaking? Quack. Yes. We're getting there. Just remember, you take this off, your head go boom. Well, at least it'll be exciting. I can't tell if that's her idea of a joke or not, but she sure does seem to be feasting on my fear at the prospect of sudden head explosion. I've never seen a demon shake like that before. You piss on my floor, you're the one that's cleaning it up. She punctuates that threat with a chiding wave of her index finger, and a few accompanying clicks of the tongue. Calm yourself, boy. Nika ain't gonna hurt you unless you give me a reason to. I gulp, trying to steal my resolve. This one got a name?
Mr. Josh.
Huh. She makes a tour around me, examining and prodding at my body in a way that only makes me more tense. Looks about the same, this one. Smells the same, too. At this distance, I can parse her smell and without even needing to close my eyes. Oh, okay. Her smell brings to mind poisonous plants, rot of death. There's a commanding malice to her scent and makes me quiver. It somehow reminds me of that place. Quit your sniffing around, boy, or I'll put that nose of yours in my cauldron. She brandishes that wicked-looking knife with a terrifying grin.
So sorry, I didn't mean to, what are you making in there anyway, soup?
Huh, you really do know nothing. Brewing a portessus? I don't know this word. I don't know things. Guys, help me out. But keep your greedy paws away from there. That'd be a special brew, matrons only. She sheaths that knife and pushes a bowl full of hairy root towards me. Now make yourself useful and help Nika peel this death root while you wait. Gotta get through another batch of these before sundown. Somebody's gotta keep these people from falling apart. I hesitate before slowly navigating around the weird tuber? And try to figure out how to peel them with just my claws. I'm certainly not going to ask her for her knife. Once my mind wanders to consider what she said, my claws start to move with more effortless motions.
Oh, wait. But I thought gnolls didn't get sick.
Not like other folks, we don't. No food sick, no plague or poison. But there's still other ailments to deal with.
Like what? Ghosts in your blood?
A sneering pain alights through the forehead as she flicks it with a sharpened claw. Like demons in your noggin, you daft hell spawn.
Oh, sorry.
Broken bones and old age are happy to visit us too, don't you know? Maybe Nika break us some of yours? Yes, some of yours to get you familiar.
That's not necessary. I'll be good.
You better. You walk a razor's edge, demon boy.
You just better hope Dose 2 take mercy on you. Yeah, she points to the curtain on the other side of the room. I realize that I haven't heard a peep since Tov went back there. Oh, who's back there with Tov? Oh, that's just my husband. They're probably deciding your fate back there as we speak. Oh, well, how do you think that's gonna go? I trust my husband's judgment on that. He's the only man in this world to earn my respect, and you know why that is. Because he knows that he knows nothing. Too many fool of a man in this world think they know everything under the sun. But he questions everything, even his own self. The old tribes would see that as weakness, a death knell for the leader. But I think otherwise. He's open to new ideas, to reconsider who he is as a person, who we are as people. This is not weakness, it is flexibility, adaptability, hell, maybe even wisdom. Speak of the devil, or demon. The curtain is pulled back, and I hear Tov calling from the other side. Alright everyone, I'm going to end the part here. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.